Hi guys, I'm Sant Araneta. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play my song Francine Pardinez. It's very simple. It only consists of 7 songs, but 6 out of 7 of those songs are bar chords. So if you're a beginner struggling with bar chords, this is actually a very great beginner song for you to learn. It's very catchy, very simple. We're going to get straight into it, but I'm just going to play all the chords real quick just so you know what we're working with. So we got G, we got B, we got C, we got C minor, we got A minor, D, and then D7. So again, 7 chords. 6 out of 7 of those chords are bar chords. So we're gonna get straight into it. We got a G bar chord, which is my pointer finger, all slamming and barring onto the 3rd fret as if it were a capo. And then I have my middle finger here on G on the 4th fret, making that sound. And then I have my pinky right above that, but on the 5th fret on the D, making this sound. And I have my ring finger directly above that on the A string on the 5th fret. So overall, it sounds like this. Very simple, right? It sounds very much like your standard G. But we're not doing that, guys. We're not cutting corners today. So that is our first chord. That is our bread and butter. So this G, we're going to go straight into a B, which is even simpler. We're going to move this bar 1 fret down. So now we're barring over the 2nd fret, as so. And we can play this next chord one of 2 ways. I'm just going to show you the way that I learned because I think it's way simpler. I don't want to make your lives any harder. Again, I have my pointer finger all slamming onto the 2nd fret on every string. And then I have my ring finger slamming on the 4th fret on B, G, and D. So this string, and this string. They should be making those sounds. So again, here we go. This is what it sounds like. So we go from G into B. And the next chord is even simpler. We're going to go into a C, which is what we have right now at our B formation, and move this all 1 fret over. We don't even have to pick up our fingers. So again, that's our pointy finger barring onto the 3rd fret, and then I have my ring finger on B, G, on D on the 5th. So that is our bread and butter of this song. We have G, B, C, and then we hold that C. Hold it. G, B, C. Hold. And then, oh, what's this? We go into an A minor. A minor is very, very simple, and I made it even simpler for you guys. So what we have is we're barring on the 5th like that. Should sound like that. And then a normal A minor has your pinky over here on the 7th fret on D, and then your ring right above it on A on the 7th. But I'm actually just going to take away the pinky, so your D should sound like this. And then your A should sound like this. So the chord is this is the one I use for the song, which is why I'm teaching this. I'm not cutting corners. I'm teaching you exactly how I played it and recorded it. It should sound like that. And then from A minor we go back to that B chord. And then right after that we go into a C minor. And this is the last line of the first stanza of both verses, or I guess of all 3 verses. C minor is very similar to C, but instead of having that B string here on the 4th, we now have the B string on the 3rd, making this sound. So how do we play that? We have the pointer finger on the 3rd, middle finger on B on the 4th, pinky is still on the 5th on G, I'm sorry. And then we have our ring finger right above that on D on the 5th. So it should sound like this if you pluck it. It's very, very similar to that. I'm sorry, there's a siren outside of my house right now. So overall, it sounds like this. I'm going to play it very quickly. G, B, C, hold, A minor, B, C minor. That's how you end the first line of the first stanza. The second stanza ends on a different chord. So we play what we always do. G, B, C, hold. We play that 3 times. We go into A minor on the 4th. A minor, B, and then we're gonna take this chord and go 3 frets over into a D. So a D is just my pointer finger barring here, all on the 5th fret. And again, we're using the ring finger method, guys. This is the simplest way to do this. On the 7th fret, we have B, G, and D. It should sound like that at the end of the day. So overall, this is how the verses go. I'm just going to play it really quickly. G, B, C, hold. Play that 3 times. A minor, B, C minor. And then we go to the second stanza. G, B, C. Hold it. Play that 3 times. We go to A minor, B, D. That is the verses of the song. However, that last verse is a little different. The last line of the first stanza in the 3rd verse goes like this. Goes like this. G, B, C. Play it 3 times. A minor, B, but instead of going to C minor, like for the other 2 verses, we go into that D. Why do we do this? Because we haven't introduced the last chord yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that. We're going to play the 3rd verse like this. G, B, C. Play that 3 times. A minor, C minor, B, D. Go back into it. G, B, C. And then we're going to go play that 3 times again. And then we go back to the A minor like always. B. And to end the song, we end on a penultimate D7, standard way of playing a D7. So on the 2nd fret, I have a high E and G. And on 1st fret, I have the B. So it should sound like that. So that last stanza of the entire song should sound like this. G, B, C. Play that 3 times. Go into A minor, B, D7, and then you end the song on the ultimate chord, or G. It's a very, very simple song to play. Very, very simple to learn. Again, if you're struggling with bar chords, this is a great catchy song for you to practice your movement, especially because 3 of these chords are exactly the same shape. So it really forces you, the B, the C, and the D are all the same shape. So it really forces you to sort of really practice sliding down without lifting your barred finger, which I believe is a very good skill to have and utilize. I'm just going to play it real quick for you guys. Not the entire song, but again, a condensed version, just so you hear it one more time. So here we go. Francine Pardinez by Sant Araneta. Play it 3 times. Hold it. Play it 3 times. And the chorus is just that G, that B, that C. And then to end it, we do the A minor, the B, and the D. And then we go back to the verse. Very simple stuff, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm here to answer anything. Follow me on Instagram at Sant Araneta. Follow me on TikTok at Sant Araneta. And follow me on Spotify, Sant Araneta. I'm coming up with music all year. I've got a lot of good stuff coming up, more tutorials. If you want a tutorial on how to play a certain song, let me know. Thanks, guys. Peace. Love y'all. See you next time.